Hey guys, Erik Peterson here, and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for Skill of Attraction. Today, we're going to be watching some videos about women's subtle signals. The way women communicate, it's not direct, at least in most cases, the way that us men communicate. What they do is called subcommunication. What that basically means is there's a meaning there somewhere in between the lines. Like they may say one thing, but they actually mean something else. So we're going to go through some of these videos and I'll show you exactly what I mean.
Girls will not lose interest in you if you do this. Save this for the next time you start talking to someone new. The best way to keep a girl from losing interest in you is by being unbothered. Because you'll notice that in the early stages of talking to someone, girls will send you a lot of mixed signals. And a lot of times, it's simply just because it's new and she's still trying to figure it out. But the mistake that I see so many guys making is panicking when this happens. So instead of panicking and blowing up her phone, you simply need to match her energy. If she starts to pull back, do the same. And if she starts to give you more, do the same. Because you are both still figuring out whether or not you like each other. So it doesn't necessarily mean that something has gone wrong if she starts to pull back. But I will tell you, she is always 100% more interested in the guy who isn't begging for her attention than the guy who is.
Yeah, so basically what she's saying here is actually what I have talked about in many of my videos. And most of the videos that I'm talking about are about women pulling away. And this is very similar. It's just showing lack of interest, or she's kind of distant. She's not as affectionate and as attentive as she normally would be. This is really confusing for men in most cases. You just basically want to follow what she's suggesting here. And that is just to match her energy. And when you're matching her energy, you're not doing too much and you're not doing too little. So when she pulls away or becomes distant, you match that energy. What's really going on inside of you, like she said, men tend to panic, is you want to start chasing her. And you want to start chasing her. That's what everything inside of you is telling you to do, because you want to get that attention back from her. What a lot of guys start thinking is, I must be doing something wrong. I'm not doing enough. Therefore, she doesn't like me anymore. So guys scramble to try to get that attention back. And really what they're doing when you're chasing her and you're trying to get that attention back is you're actually driving her away even further. I know that's counterintuitive, but that's just how it works. So when she's being distant, she's pulling away, she's not doing what she would normally do, that is a sign that you match that energy and you pull back a little bit. And when she starts coming towards you again, she starts investing and giving you that attention again, then you come back and you start matching that attention. And in most cases, what you just want to do here is when she starts coming back towards you is arrange some sort of a date or some sort of get together and just take it from there. She's going to see that you don't panic, which communicates to her that you have confidence. And let's face it, all girls love a man with confidence. So let's take a look at the next video.
All right, if a girl is giving you mixed signals, then this video is for you. Coming from a girl, you literally have to trust me. I'm going to tell you what each signal that she gives you means and how you need to handle it. Once again, guys, I've literally talked to guys. I know how us girls think, so just trust me. Okay, number one, if she's playing games, that is not a good sign. Now, by games, I mean like leaving you unopened, giving you sporadic attention, like one day she's all into you, the next she's not, posting on her story while she's not answering you. These are all signs that she's playing games, and girls will play games for two reasons. One is because they're not interested, or their heart's like not fully in it, or another reason is that they're insecure in the relationship, so they feel like they need to play hard to get. You need to know which one she's feeling. Now we need to talk about what to do if a girl is giving you mixed signals. Give her space. Trust me, I know it can be really hard, but when you give her space and you back off, she is going to have time to think for herself and see what she truly wants. Also, there's a reason there's a saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Let me know if you guys have more questions in the comments. You guys got this.
Okay, so she's basically saying the exact same thing the other girl was saying. And when a girl starts getting distant, she starts pulling away, her attention isn't on you anymore. The last thing you want to do is start giving her more attention. Instead, you want to give her space. You want to back off and match that energy, just as the first girl was saying. The only thing that this girl isn't really covering, because it's true that the reasons that she gave you about why women get distant, either she's not feeling it or she thinks that you're not putting in the effort that you should be. So she's, playing games. One thing that she didn't cover here is she could be testing you. And the reason why women never really talk about testing a man, at least one of the reasons, is because they don't understand that that's what they're actually doing. Now, obviously, when a woman is testing you consciously, like what she's talking about, she's pulling away because she doesn't feel you're putting in the effort or she doesn't feel like you like her. That's a conscious test. And that's what we would call a commitment test or a loyalty test. And she wants to see if you give her that attention or make her feel secure and comfortable and certain again. What she's not talking about is when women test you, like I just said. So when women test you, it's usually unconscious. Like she doesn't realize that she's doing it. It's happening behind the scenes. The reason that she's doing it in most cases is to test your confidence. And this usually happens in the very early stages of dating because she wants to see if you're that confident guy that you're portraying yourself to be. So she will do little things like this, like distance herself or not return your phone call or your text message, or be on social media when she knows that you're expecting her to respond, things of that nature, or maybe not being available. As an example, you've been going on dates once a week, and suddenly this coming week, she says that she can't go out. She has plans. And this freaks a lot of guys out and they think, oh my God, I'm losing her. But the truth is, she's probably testing you to see if you panic. That reveals your lack of confidence or your insecurity. But in most cases, they don't understand that that's what they're actually doing. Now, the other times women test you is when she starts to sense weakness or perceived weakness. And what I mean by that is you're not necessarily behaving weak, but her spidey senses are tingling and it's telling her, I think this guy's acting weak. So what she will do unconsciously is begin testing you to see if you panic or you reveal some sort of insecurity to her. Once you pass that test, then behind the scenes, she's going, ooh, okay, thank God. I thought he was getting weak. Because the truth is, women want you to pass those tests. I know a lot of guys get really upset when they learn that women test them. They're like, oh, I'm not putting up with that. But the truth is, she wouldn't be testing you if she didn't like you. And she wants you to pass that test because she likes you and she wants to continue the relationship. But once you start failing too many tests and start revealing too much weakness, too much insecurity, she starts to lose attraction for you. And that is really the kiss of death. But the good news for men is we tend to have several chances before that begins to happen. And even if it does happen, she starts to lose attraction. We can get that attraction back as long as it's not too far gone. But these aren't the only types of signals women give you. And you're going to see in just a minute here that women give you other types of signals that most men don't catch on to. And it's really a matter of experience and practice. So let me show you the next video.
I am the problem. I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool. So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, are you gay? Like, what? And like, I just wanted him to like try and then for me to be like, no, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to sleep with him. I just, now I feel ugly. This is what
Okay, I guess you got frustrated in trying to tell that story, but this is kind of funny because I've heard this numerous times throughout my dating life. Oh, I'm not going to sleep with you. And when I was younger, of course, I believed it like this guy did. And I would probably do a lot of the same things, like, oh, okay, that's no problem. We could just cuddle and blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, what she really means, she might not realize this consciously, like I was talking about her test. But when women do this, they don't necessarily mean that the door is slammed shut. There's no chance of you two sleeping together. What she really means is, unless you convince me otherwise. So, because she wouldn't be going home with you and laying and sleeping in a bed with you if she didn't feel comfortable enough for something to maybe happen. This way, by her saying that she's not going to sleep with you, if something does happen, in her mind, how she could rationalize that is, well, it wasn't my fault. I told him that we weren't going to sleep together and things just happened. And this way, she's innocent. She didn't plan it. She didn't encourage it. And it just kind of happened. And the girls love that. It just happened. So the truth is, what this guy should have done when she said, I'm not sleeping with you, but I will lay in bed and go to sleep with you, is start cuddling with her a little bit, but then slowly and gently test those boundaries. Now, of course, if she says no, you should stop. Never force yourself on a woman. I can't make that more clear. But it doesn't hurt to gently push those boundaries, because the truth is, if you're going to sleep together, it's going to have to be your fault. And I'm putting that in quotes because it's not really your fault. It's just that you're the man and you have to take the lead here, because women don't want to be seen as cheap and easy. So what they will do is they will put themselves in these situations and say, I'm not going to sleep with you. And if something happens, it's not her fault. She's not cheap and easy. She just fell victim to your charm, to your charisma, to your seduction. So no doesn't always mean no. Sometimes it means not yet. Sometimes it means convince me. And here we are back to a woman's signals and reading in between the lines. Now, sometimes when women say no, they absolutely mean no. And you have to understand that difference, which tends to come with experience and practice. And one of the biggest reasons why you should be dating many women instead of, every couple of years you get a girlfriend for 6 months and you don't get another girlfriend for a couple more years, which tends to be most guys, unfortunately. So you must date with purpose and get this experience so you understand what those signals mean and where the boundary is. Because like I said, sometimes when women say no, they do mean no, but other times it means not yet. I don't feel comfortable enough with you yet, but if you take this slowly, then maybe. Other times it means, hey, convince me and maybe I'll change my mind. So in this situation, she was probably hoping that she was hoping that the guy would make a move on her and hoping that he did convince her otherwise, but he didn't. And the thing that a lot of men don't understand is you have a small window with women to make a move. If you don't, before that window closes, unfortunately, that window never opens up again. Essentially, you blew it. So you have to get that experience so you understand the differences in all of this, because women are always communicating something to you and they're hoping that you understand what they're communicating and you do something about it. And you're going to see in this next video of actually a guy. And I wanted to include this video because for a lot of men, so many of us go through this a very similar thing, usually when we're younger, but it doesn't have to be when you're young. It's just inexperience. And I thought it was funny because this guy, well, like I said, what he experienced is what so many of us have experienced when we were younger.
Why is it so hard to understand when a girl is flirting with you? Because one time in school, we had to do a group project, but I didn't have a partner, so this girl came quickly up to me and asked if I wanted to be her partner. So I said, sure, and then she said, great, let's work at my house today. So I went to her house, and when she opened the door, she told me that she was home alone. So we were in the kitchen working on the project, and then she starts putting cherry lip gloss on, and she says, this lip gloss tastes so good. And I was like, oh really? And she's like, yeah, do you want to taste it? You would think it's obvious of what she's trying to do, right? Well, apparently not to me, because my response was, oh, nothing. I'm not that big of a fan of cherries. But after I said that, she was a little bit quiet, and I didn't know why, because I genuinely thought she was just asking if I wanted to try her lip gloss on. But anyways, we keep working on the project, and then out of nowhere randomly, she asked if I'm looking for a relationship. And I said, yeah, I would love to be in one. Then she says, me too. And I was so stupid that I responded with, damn, looks like we're both alone. And I laughed after saying this because I still didn't take the hint. But then like 20 minutes later, I leave and I don't think of this interaction ever again. Until the other day when I was at the store and I saw cherry lip gloss, and it made me think, why did she ask me if I wanted to try her lip gloss on when she knows I'm a dude? Obviously, I would never wear that because it's red. But then my heart sank and it hit me and I was like, she was flirting with me. And the worst part is that she was a beautiful girl. I just never thought she would want anything to do with me, so I didn't think anything of it. But yeah, it sucks because I'm still alone. Maybe I should hit her up. No, I couldn't do that.
Do it. Hit her up. You definitely should. But I just thought that was so funny because when I was younger, I had went through very similar situations a couple times in my life where nowadays that I'm older and I'm more experienced and I understand all that, I just like, oh, I can't believe I was so stupid. And so many of us have been through that. There was another coach I was talking to about this not that long ago, and we were trading these stories back and forth about all the times that we had the opportunity, but we didn't take it just because we didn't know any better. But if a girl is telling you that she has on this good tasting lip gloss and she asks if you want to try it, she doesn't mean to put it on your own lips. She means to kiss her. That's exactly what this guy should have done. And if he knew better, I'm sure he would have jumped on the situation. But the funny thing is, too, she didn't give up that easily. She put it out there again that she's single and that she was looking for a relationship. I mean, this girl set this whole thing up, which reminds me how I've said in the past that women do chase men. They are really the chasers. Now, it's not obvious way of chasing like us men, but it's very subtle, just like their signals. And this is a perfect example of that. She set this whole thing up. They had some study date or whatever it was. And she had all these things that she was going to try to entice this guy and to make him hers. He did not pick up on any of the signals and he completely blew it. And I'm sure as he was walking out the door, she closed that window for good. That was it. And she was probably embarrassed. She probably felt like the last girl, a little ugly, and she never wanted to think about it again. The guy blew it. That's all there is to it. So if you guys understand that women will always give you these signals, it's up to you to be able to read in between the lines and understand what they mean. Now, no one's a mind reader. You know, I don't know exactly what women are thinking when they're talking to me, but some of the things that they say and do, I understand kind of what they mean. What I do from there is I just take the chance. Now, as an example, if I went home with a girl or I brought her home and she says, I'm not sleeping with you, my first thought now that I know better would be to smile and think to myself, yeah, okay, we'll see about that. But I understand enough that she means to try to convince me. That's exactly what I would try to do. Now, once again, I want to make it 100% clear, never force yourself on women. That will only get you in trouble and scare away the girl away from you for the rest of your life because she will never feel safe around you again. But you do have to try to gently push those boundaries and just take a guess at what they mean. And this is really how you're going to learn as you get more and more experience is taking chances, step outside your comfort zone. See if you get an idea of what you think that she means, then act on that and see how she responds to that. And that's really all that you have to do. Because the truth is, a girl's going to get more upset with you if you don't try than she would if you didn't try at all. Because like the third girl said, now she feels ugly. And I'm sure the girl who put on cherry lip gloss felt the same way when the guy just didn't get it. They just feel ugly because women think that they're being obvious with their signals, and they're not to us at least. Obvious maybe to other women, but to us, we're like, huh? What was that all about? We don't know because we don't communicate that way. So why would we know any better? See what I mean? So just try it, pay attention, read in between the lines, and let me know how it works out. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.